What's up, everybody? Bradley Scott coming at you from my YouTube to your video scope. Ooh, yeah. And going to be reviewing this week's NXT for May 3rd, 2017. So the show, it was a pretty good NXT for the most part. It's a character building phase, which I think is really good. The main event was a battle royal for the number one contender spot for the women's championship there, held by Asuka. Or Asuka, whatever, whatever part you want to follow here. But, okay, so we saw a match with Killian Dane. He's a big dude, kind of got a Bray Wyatt look to him. Let's see, what else happened? Heavy Machinery, which I don't know the names of these guys, so I'm just following this. But the one guy, the shorter of the two, I like the mic skills that these guys are kind of putting off. Kind of an Enzo and Cass thing, so this is going to be kind of an NXT homegrown type of tag team. But they're challenging the Authors of Pain, and then they go to the back, and DIY's back there, and so they're kind of poking fun at, kind of making light, kind of marginalizing Heavy Machinery a little bit. The crowd loves Heavy Machinery. Very likable tag team. But it looks like it wasn't really made clear, but it looks like that DIY will face Heavy Machinery, probably leading into TakeOver Chicago, and the winner of that probably will face Authors of Pain. That would be my guess. So, but everything is gearing towards TakeOver Chicago. Then what do we see? We see a video package for Roderick Strong. Him and his fiance have a baby, and Roderick Strong's fiance, she's an MMA fighter, and I thought, it was a pretty nice little piece. Don't really know exactly what they're doing with Roderick Strong, other than the fact they're just showing us that he's kind of a regular guy that's trying to wrestle and make money for his family. He doesn't really have a gimmick in wrestling, other than the fact he's a good wrestler, but, so then they cut to Bobby Roode and William Regal in the office. And Bobby Roode is kind of blowing off the whole video package, and Regal is saying, "Hey, I've been looking at this guy here." Oh yeah, Hideo Itami wrestled. Sorry, Hideo Itami wrestled some guy, I don't remember. Sorry, but anyway, it didn't last very long. Hideo Itami puts the guy away with the go to sleep. Then they go to the video package, and then they go to William Regal's office. All right. So William Regal is very impressed with Roderick Strong. They mentioned a lot of Ring of Honor in this. And in fact, they showed Roderick Strong wearing a Ring of Honor t-shirt working out in the Performance Center. I thought that was kind of interesting that they allowed that. But in any event, they showed a lot of Roderick Strong footage from where he'd wrestled all these titles, and he'd been at Ring of Honor for over 10 years. And it's very interesting that back in the day when AJ Styles came to WWE, they did not really mention where AJ Styles had wrestled other than Japan. But they let Roderick Strong, AJ Styles came from TNA, and Roderick Strong came from Ring of Honor. And anyway, they didn't mind mentioning Ring of Honor. Okay, so Bobby Roode's blowing this off. He's saying whatever, and so Bobby Roode's saying, well, hey, we can't have Hideo Itami wrestle me because I got to protect this face, and I'm your marquee player, blah, blah, blah. Well, Bobby Roode is told by William Regal, well, next week there's going to be a match between Roderick Strong and Hideo Itami to determine number one contender, the challenger for Bobby Roode at TakeOver Chicago. My guess is Hideo Itami will win, but I would kind of go with Roderick Strong for a little bit here. I'm hearing rumors that maybe Hideo Itami might win the NXT title. I don't know if they would. Okay, so what? They will probably keep the title on Bobby Roode. What would be a better match? I'd probably say Roderick Strong might be a better match, And it is Chicago, so yeah. I would, either way, it'll be a decent match. I think it'll be a better match if Roderick Strong and Bobby Roode go at it. This has been the second week that they have given this video package of Roderick Strong. Anyway, next week's NXT should be really, really good. Should be a big fight feel for NXT next week. Okay, now, is that it before I talk about the Battle Royal? No. The Battle Royal was last, and it featured all these, the NXT Women's Division, which, man, there was a lot of girls, a lot of women in the ring. Of course, you had the people that are most notably identified with NXT Women's Division. You had Billie Kay and Peyton Royce. You had Nikki Cross, Ruby Riott, the most notables. And Ember Moon. Okay, so it got down between three ladies. Ember Moon and Ruby Riott and Nikki Cross. Okay, so Ember Moon is going to deliver a second Eclipse from the top rope. And out of the back comes Asuka. So she disrupts the match. They call the match off because Asuka interfered. Okay, but she basically just tore up everybody that was left. She did all these kicks. Everybody's knocked silly. She threw Ember Moon through the ropes, and Ember Moon flew through the ropes into the ringside barricade, which they had said that she was injured. I had heard about this, and they showed it, and it looks like she hurt her shoulder. So, but then the announce team, Tom Phillips, he says, well, there's some disruption in the back, and William Regal's back there. Well, then here comes Regal, and he announces that it'll be a fatal four-way for the Women's Championship at TakeOver Chicago. What do I think about this? I would have liked to seen Asuka wrestle Nikki Cross. And there were some chants of thank you, Nikki, and I think the crowd was kind of behind Nikki Cross because Nikki Cross, man, she does this character where she's like this maniacal, bat out of hell kind of character, and she's just really good. I think Ember Moon is like their go-to for like a thing, but I like Nikki Cross. She seems a little bit more organic to me. She's really latched onto this character, and it's pretty good. So, I would say that. So it's a fatal four-way. Don't want to predict. I'm just here to review, but who knows what'll happen? You know what I mean? Maybe it's time for Nikki Cross to take the prize. Who knows? But in any event, they also showed a package on Drew McIntyre, and even though he didn't wrestle, and he'll probably have a match at Takeover. Takeover is very surprising. They're having a Takeover already. It's only been, well, they had one last month for WrestleMania weekend. Now they're having another one. You know, I kind of thought they were going with like the big four, so you'd have a Royal Rumble weekend, a WrestleMania weekend, SummerSlam weekend, probably a Survivor Series weekend, but you know, I like the Takeover, but I'm hoping it doesn't turn into just a deluxe edition of NXT this week. You know what I'm saying? But at any event, NXT, a pretty easy watch, you know. There you go. So, hope this helped out. If you have the network, I would definitely at least go back and see the injury that Amber Moon sustained. It's right in the last 3 minutes, but probably if you pick up the last probably 6 or 7 minutes of the Battle Royal, you know, because it really depends on what gets down to the last 3. So if you watch that last part of the Battle Royal, that's pretty much, you know, the whole deal there on that match. But yeah. And of course Asuka's there and she's saying, hey, nobody's ready for Asuka, nobody's ready for Asuka. And so I think it'd be kind of cool if Asuka could go to the main roster without being defeated. Like, let her keep the title, okay, until she comes up. Like Kevin Owens did, you know, like he came and wrestled John Cena. But then have Asuka, whoever, and she could face whoever's whether it be SmackDown or Raw, the women's champion there. Or even better yet, dude, a triple threat. You know what I'm saying? A special challenge, triple threat, and have Asuka just dominate. And then, you know, then, I don't know, it's kind of a fantasy booking there. But I hope this review was helpful and insightful. And, hey, hit the like and hit subscribe. I think I'm going to do some more reviews like this. So, Bradley Scott out. Be safe out there.